Hello, welcome to Sex RX. I'm Dr. Manny. Valentine's Day means lots of roses, chocolates, and of course, sex. But if you're part of the 97% of couples that desire a more intimate relationship with your partner, listen up. Dr. Pepper Schwartz, a sociologist and relationship expert on Married at First Sight, joins me now to share some insights and advice. Happy Valentine's Day.
Same to you. It's my favorite holiday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not mine. Anyway. So let's talk about the problem at hand. It is said that sex is not what it used to be, especially in couples today. Is that a true fact, or am I just making that up?
Well, I think what has happened today is we have so many things that take away our time from one another with our phones and our, technology and stuff like that. I think people let the world take them over and don't dedicate enough intimate time together. Whether it's worse or better, actually together, I would say it's probably better because we have more information. And now with more information, we learn things maybe that, make us worried. For example, I know that a lot of couples have differences in desire. That's always been there. And in fact, it's usually the woman who wants sex a little bit. When you say
differences in desire, you're talking about, I like to have sex this way, or I like this type of behavior in my bedroom versus yours?
No, wanting it all, or how often you want it. That's the biggest thing that comes into clinician's office. Whether, she says, once a week is fine. He says, no, 3 times a week is great. Or she says, I don't want it at all. I mean, we've done a lot of research lately on female sexual dysfunction. We're talking about FSD, these terms too.
Yeah.
Which HSDD, which is hypoactive sexual desire disorder, which means people who don't want sex and are bothered by it and have a persistent problem. Those are the things that send people worried about themselves because they're not getting not just a difference, but a big difference.
But is it true that there's a trend, or at least it appears, that libido in general, among especially the adult population in the U.S. at least, is kind of on the floor?
I've just been to Miami, and there's libido that's like sparkling on the streets there.
Well, those are my brothers, my Latino brothers and sisters. But the mere fact that we are a society that spends, billions of dollars in antidepressant medication, right? You turn on the TV, everybody's taking some sort of antidepressant medication, and the side effects of a lot of the medication, not to talk about even the depression itself, decreases libido. So are we having a low libido epidemic in the U.S.?
Well, I think you're right that these depressants have medications that suppress libido. And, we could do a whole show on that. There's a lot of reasons that libido is depressed. But there was a long study that 40% of women said that they had some sexual issues. 10% of them said they felt nothing at all. And only 4% had ever talked to anyone about it. If you don't go to your health provider to see if it's your medications, to see if you're depressed, to see if it's your relationship, or perhaps you have a medical condition that isn't accounted for by any of that, if you don't talk about it, if you don't discuss it with your partner, if you don't make it something that's important to both of you, or yourself as this gift, then there's likely to be no progress. But I believe that most people could have more libido because they haven't, if they looked into it and talked about it and discussed it.
So give me a practical number. What is like a norm to have what you would call, according to, let's say, sex therapist definition, you have a healthy sex life. How many times should you have sex during the week or during the month?
I would tell people if they have a healthy sex life, and I'm not being evasive, I'm telling you what I would say, is if they're both pleased by it and it happens with some regularity. If you've had a persistent lack of sex for 6 months or longer, nothing happening, one person's very unhappy, or the person who doesn't have it is like full of self-concept problems, etc., that's obviously not healthy. Now, what you want often varies by age and duration. Age matters, how long you've been together matters. But if it's not happening at all, if you can't feel anything, HSDD, we talk about desire disorders. Can you have any desire? When you're touched, do you have any arousal? Do you ever have an orgasm? Do you have pain? Those are the things that might impede it.
All right. Since this is all about Valentine's and sort of getting the spark in the bedroom, give me some tips.
Okay. Well, first of all, for most women, conversation is foreplay. So you could start talking about what should we do? How can I please you? What should, just do a little list of 3 things I love about you to say to her and to say to him. Compliment each other, touch each other. That's foreplay. It doesn't just like say, okay, now we're turning down the light and here we are.
Right.
Anything that you can do ahead of time. Do simple things too. Make your dinner appointment, because most people go out early. So you have an early dinner, you have time to relax. You're not going to want sex on a full tummy. You can do the little things like touching, talking, having a conversation, and making sure that the point of Valentine's Day is not the dinner. The point is to be more intimate, a little bit sexier, maybe even go shopping for lingerie or a sex toy or something that is a little outrageous for you. But even just intimacy, just saying, let's reminisce about the good times we've had.
Well, thank you, Doc. I think it's a very good topic, very important topic. Valentine's is just not about the chocolates. It's about the love and the intimacy. Thank you. Where can people get more information?
Thank you for asking. FindMySpark.com. It's a wonderful website. It'll also tell you how to start the conversation. It'll give you lists of resources. I think it can start the conversation between you and your health provider.
All right. Well, thank you again. And if you have any health questions, tweet me at Dr. Manny on Fox. Until next time, I'm Dr. Manny.